It's been a hot minute since I've made any jewellery, so I'm going to use this washi tape, which is a Van Gogh set. So let's go play. Hello and welcome to NerdGoblinart. I'm Lula. I have some pendant trays and some glass cabochons and these lovely tapes from, well, washi tapes, and they're the Van Gogh range. So I've pulled out a few of the cabochons. I think actually these are all of them that you get in the set. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that those are all of them. But never mind. But those are what we're doing. So I've got a piece of card, and what I'm going to do with the card is stick down the tape, and then we're going to use some UV resin. I've also got my lamp to the side, as you can see. Now, this set is lovely. I've used them a few times for a few projects. I got this particular box set from Amazon, but I do think that you can also get it from Temu. I'm positive I've seen it on there. Whether it's cheaper than Amazon, I don't know, but I believe I paid $12.99 for this box of washi tape, which really isn't that bad, and it's a lot of lovely tape, and it comes in a few variety of sizes. So you can use them for scrapbooking and things like that. I think that is the main intention. So the purpose of the card is so that I can put down the tape and then I can move the glass cabochons along it to find, just find the part that I like a lot. But I can also use these parts again, so I can snip off, or if I can say snip off where I'm not going to use it and pop it away, which is the case today. Or if I happen to be wanting to make a selection, then you can go along the line, basically, placing your glass cabochons where you want to. Obviously this is a really nice simplistic way of creating some jewellery. You can use any kind of washi tape to achieve this kind of thing. I'm recommending using the white card, because if you put the tape straight down into the pendant trays, then you're going to lose a bit of the colouring. So backing it with the white first is going to be a big help to that. So I'm just snipping them to make them easier access, and I can then decide which colours I'm going to go for, and excuse a bit of the top of my head. I don't know why, but I'm putting my gloves on. No magic today. It's actually evening time. I decided to wait until the evening because I've said before, my studio is a conservatory, so I've had to wait until the evening to do this because I didn't want the sun messing about with the UV resin. I will zoom us in a little bit more shortly, so I do apologise for the top of my head. So when you're putting down your little, and you saw it wasn't even a pea size of UV resin, you just got to be careful, look out for any bubbles, and of course don't put on too much, because that's going to make a lot of mess out to the sides. It's not the end of the world if you get resin outside of the glass cabochon, but it's a bit harder to clean it up, that's all. It's, I say clean it up, cutting it, because once these are done, obviously we need to cut around them so we can attach them to the pendants. I could have possibly turned my lamp around, I do forget for a few moments that it's there, and the light spread, you know, science and all that. So that's why I'm putting my hand like that, just to stop, you know, just to make sure I get it in the position I want to, so that it doesn't cure. Because this lamp, it will cure from that distance, if you're not careful. And I have gone over a bit there, so you'll see me later snipping that away. I'm using my Resin Rockers lamp. Yes, it's an expensive one. It came from the States, but I did use a discount code from Daniel Cooper when I bought it back last year, and it is a great lamp. I also use a JDiction one, which is a little one that I had first, but because I do like my gadgets, I did save up for that one. So I'm just making sure, because I just want to do a different bit of tape for each shape, just because I'm showing you what I'm doing basically. And this one I've not used before. You can see it's brand new. Just took off the little piece there. It's really very pretty. I love the colours on here. And I am really looking forward to making a few other bits and pieces. You know, you can use these pendant trays. They don't just have to be for necklaces. You can also use them for key rings as well. So, you know, there's a few options there. That's one of my favourites. Snippy snippy. And we'll also do some smaller ones, because as you could see in the box, there's smaller strips of the washi tape as well, and I have got some smaller cabochon and trays that we can use too. So we're on to, I believe this is the oval shape cabochon, and it's like you can just move it along, you can move it around, and obviously if you want to get more of the picture in, you can always change up your glass cabochon to the square one. The square one definitely takes on a lot more of a picture, which is cool, but it's also nice just to have like an element or a part of it, isn't it? So, and what's handy with doing it this way on the card is you can just do what I've done and just slide them in and get a bunch done at once, which, you know, if the harder part of it is when it comes to cutting them, gluing them, and then putting them together as the jewellery, you know, with all your chains and stuff like that. I kind of wish that I had pulled out the square one for this, but I liked all of the tape so much, so I opted to go further over to the side there, so that, you know, when it comes to me making up more, I've got all the rest of that card to use up. I do like the aspect of having just parts of it as well, and just concentrating on a bit of it. And you can of course adapt these as well and use them not just for necklaces but for earrings. So this little set, I don't remember where I got it. I've looked on my Amazon history and I can't seem to find them. So whether I perhaps got them from Temu, but I can't find them there either. But if anybody does recognise them, please do share in the comments, and I'll make sure they're added to in the description box. So I've just picked out 2 of the thinner tapes, and this one is really pretty with the daisies. I quite like that, but I couldn't find the end, so I gave up and took my glove off so I could actually peel the end bit off, just like that. This little tray of like pendant trays and the glass cabochons, they're much smaller than that more chunky set, so you've got the option of basically creating earrings as well, which I think is quite nice. And this one is more of it's got like the embossed gold on it, which I think is quite pretty and it makes it just that little bit different. So I was just checking to see what would fit. There's 3 sizes in this set. You've got a larger oval, a medium oval, then you've got the small ones, and the small ones I think definitely are more of a E-ring. So I'm happy with all these ones, that they've had a nice round under the lamp. So I'm just moving them aside for now while I finish with doing the UV resin with these ones. So it's just a case of moving the cabochons around and deciding again where your favourite, where it lands, where is your favourite part. The larger of these cabochons were too big for these sizes of the tape, so I'll remember that for next time. But these are going to make really lovely earrings. The one with the blue and the stars, I'm just going to do an e-ring set, just earrings, sorry. And the one with the daisies at top, we're going to get a necklace and matching earrings out of it, which I think is going to be really pretty. These do well, you know. It's Van Gogh. Van Gogh, his art is over 100 years old now. You don't have to worry in the sense of, you know, using these and selling them. They've always done well on my website and in the shop space that I have, you know, to the point that I've only got maybe 1 or 2 pieces left at all. So, you know, they're good little fillers. You know, when, you know, you do a lot of the bigger artworks, whether it's painting or resin, but when you make little things like this and they're a little bit more affordable for people, you know, especially, or if you're even doing markets, these are, you know, a nice, simple way of making something that's a little bit different that not everybody may find, and they can be made different, because if you're doing different parts of the tape, then they're not always going to be the same, and that makes it more interesting for some people. So, you know, bear that in mind, that, you know, the artist is, you know, the art is over 100 years old, so you don't have to worry so much about copyright and things like that. You know, you have to be wary with things like Disney. So just be careful of that. They'll come after you. Oh yes, they will. I definitely found these teeny tiny ones really hard. I definitely need new vision enhancers. I only have a prescription for driving, so I think it's time to get my eyes checked out, because I really was like, where's that? So I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this one out in a regular speed. And then the rest of them I'm going to just speed up, just for your sanity, because there's a few of them and some of them are a bit more fussy for me. So I'm just cutting, and as I said, I can save those pieces that I've cut away for later. I say later, but you know, I'm going to put them in the same box with the washi tape, so you know they're there and ready when I next want to use them. So I figured that cutting with scissors was probably my best option, and then using the craft knife for the fiddlier bits. But make sure, you know, don't cut on your silicone mat. You can see that I've put down my cutting mat, but I know that mistakes can happen and you don't want to go cutting through your silicone mats. It's the worst. It really is. There was a little bit of overage on the circular one, but the scissors cut through that really easily, and the same with this one. Very slight little bit of overage, but again, the scissors are pretty good for getting through the UV resin. And just being careful with your craft knife. I am a liability, I've said it time and time again, so it was taking a lot of concentration for me. At one point I do try and use, I think I try and use one of my little sanding sticks just to see if I get rid of the extra, but it ended up pulling off the washi tape from the cabochon. I hadn't put enough resin on that one. It's one of the really little ones that's under the lamp right now. Okay, I'm going to give you a little rest from my voice while I'm cutting all these and snipping them, and you can enjoy some music.
Brush in hand, I stand so tall. Colors dance, they never fall. Swirls of dreams on canvas white. In this light, my heart takes flight. Turquoise skies and fields of gold. Every stroke a story told. Whirling stars in twilight's glow, just like Vincent long ago. Paint the night with all my might. Swirls of joy in every sight. Loving every hue I see in this world where I am free. Cobalt blues and emerald greens. In my mind a thousand scenes. Every swirl a burst of cheer. Painting life with love sincere. Dancing with each vibrant shade. Masterpiece in the making made. With each line I feel the thrill. Painting swirls with all my will. Paint the night with all my might. Swirls of joy in every sight. Loving every hue I see in this world where I am free. Paint the night with all my might. Swirls of joy in every sight. Loving every hue I see in this world where I am free.
As I said, these little ones are a little bit difficult. Oh, and thank you so much for the coffees. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to pop it up in the corner, and if you do fancy buying me a coffee, I truly appreciate it. It goes straight back into the channel. It was quite difficult. There's the one that I accidentally pulled away, so it definitely didn't have enough UV resin on it. I was struggling to see where the cabochon ended and whether there was any overage basically from the UV resin. I didn't want them to be sitting poorly in the pendant trays. So it's just a case of trying to be as careful as possible. And of course, be so careful with your fingers. I'm surprisingly not so full of liability today. I actually managed not to snip my fingers at all. I think if you've got one of those tools, like the clipper type tools, I think that they would be helpful. But I've put mine somewhere and I can't find it. You know, I sometimes take bits and pieces when I'm managing the shop, and I'm wondering if I've left them there. So hopefully I'll find them. But if you do have those handy little snippers and stuff, you know, use those, because, you know, it's a lot safer than a craft knife. Just popping this one back under. I've not put my gloves back on because I'm really not touching anything. I'm being very, very careful. But in general, wear your gloves. But I'd just taken them off. So safety first, and yeah. This part is gonna be with glue. I'm pretty sure that this stuff, the B6000, I think E6000 is a different thing. I think this is the Temu knockoff. I can't remember, but it works brilliant, so no complaints here. The only problem is that I have is I don't like using glue because I hate getting it near my fingers or anything. I just don't like the smell of glue either. But this stuff is great. It does say on the tube about 24 hours, but I've always found that it does set much faster. And oh, I really like that one. That is so, so pretty. I've not used that tape before, so I'm really pleased. I get the only problem that I hate with the glue. I have the same issue with glue gun, is the little stringy bits. It just irritates me. I don't know why. And I do have a few problems getting that the lid back in. It's got like a metal prong on it, you know, just basically to keep it clear from glue getting stuck in there. But it's still really hard to see it. You know, that one's looking good. And as you can see as well, some of the pendant trays, some of them are the silver looking colour, and some of them are like an antique brass. I kind of wish some of them came with like the I wish I had some that are like chrome as well, but I don't have any of those. Or even rose gold would be different. I've not really seen any sets that have the rose gold, which are quite pretty and a little bit different. So that's nice and cured. That's nice and cured now. So I'm just being very, very careful and making sure that it's trimmed nicely, so it's going to fit into its tray there. So we're going to be doing earrings and one necklace. See me whipping the thing around, the tube of glue there around to try and get rid of some of those glue webs. So if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for your comments and your likes and your shares. I really, truly appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It is just the touch of a button and it's absolutely free. And it just helps my channel. Oh, look at those. They're so cute. Little earrings. I like those. And also to my members, I have a membership. It's not expensive. It's $3.99 a month, and that's for all members. And you know, it's building. You know, we're building up a little bit, and I do at least one early access video per week. You get little sneak peek pictures. You've got the Nerd Goblin album. There's 2 albums now, actually. I'm doing my first giveaway this month, and I'm also doing some video exclusives for members as well. So, you know, you just hit the join button and away you go. This one I struggled a little bit more with, trying to see where, like I said earlier, where the cabochon ended, and I had a little bit of overage from the UV resin. So I was trying, to figure out if I could squeeze it in there. And scissors weren't going to work, and then I remembered I own a deburring tool. So sorry for being slightly off screen there. This is when I'm concentrating. And I'm going into like a hyper focus, like I need to make this better. Why isn't it better? But that helped. Using the deburring tool did help. I was a little bit not unsure whether it might end up taking away some of like the card underneath or the tape. So yeah, thankfully it did work. And the last set of the earrings, they're actually not too bad at all, I gotta be fair. I think they're so pretty. Very little and fiddly, but worth it. Absolutely worth it. And as you can see there as well, I pulled out one of my silicone tools just so I could make sure that they're positioned right. These little pendant ones, these little pendant trays are actually, they seem bigger than their glass cabochons. So using the silicone tool just helped me position them a little bit better, so I was a bit happier, instead of getting my fingers all over the front of them. And your fingers can, because they're warm, you can stick to the glass cabochon a little bit, so the silicone tool helped with that. It's probably important to mention as well to make sure that the picture is the correct way. Obviously, with some of these, you've got obvious landscape to the sky. It's not as easy with like the irises and the daisies. So just make sure they are the right way up, because it'll look silly. Because they've got their little eyes for attaching. You don't want to put them in upside down. A lot of people, some people might notice that one. So make sure you do get it the right way. So I'm really happy with these. It's been a while since I've done something like this, and I've really enjoyed it. So these ones, they're all good to go for next time. So, they're ready, and I can just put them in the box with the washi tape. It's definitely a simplistic way of doing it, and it means that your colours aren't being taken away. So, which is your favourite? I'm really liking them. And then this is where I'm going to struggle to try and lift them up to you. This is all sticking. It's all sticking. But aren't they lovely? And it's a really nice gift idea as well, if you have somebody that and they love Van Gogh. Brilliant. Or, you can just have a look and see what's available in, washi tape wise. This is my favourite one. That's definitely my favourite one. Which one's yours? Let me know in the comments. I'd really love to know. Oh, they're so pretty. I'm going to finish them off, and you'll see them in the glamour shots with their various attachments. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope that you hit that bell for you to see me next time. Love you, and stay beautifully weird.
In a room full of colors and swirls, Nerd Goblin art draws a magic world, with foxes that prance and badgers that dance, a whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide, in enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright, each creature born from a magic night. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush. Animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they leap, in a realm where fantasy meets deep. The studio's alive with swirling paint. Creatures so pure they need no saint. Sketches of foxes with tails of light. Badgers with moonlit fur.